Hi guys, you just saw the unboxing of my new Apple Watch and now I'm going to share with you how I use my Apple Watch. I've been wanting to do a video like this for the longest time, so I'm really excited to share how I use my Apple Watch with you guys because since I started using the Apple Watch like 5 years ago, we've been inseparable. I've basically never gone a day without wearing my Apple Watch. So it's become a pretty essential tool in my productivity and lifestyle in general, so I'm just really excited to share with you guys. So here you see my new Apple Watch Series 8. I was using the Series 6 before this, and in the Series 6 they had this pink color, but it's no longer available. This is the Series 6 that I was using. And then these were the bands that I was using. I still love them, but I'm using new bands right now. The biggest reason I updated to the Series 8 was because they had this body temperature sensing feature that I really wanted to have. I was really tempted to upgrade to the Series 7 because it had a bigger display, but other than that, there wasn't really that big of an update, so I didn't get it. But this year, I really wanted to get one for the temperature one because it helps you track your period, and that's something that I really need because my emotions and my health depends greatly on my period. So let's get into my watch. So what you're seeing here is my work watch face, but usually I show this face. On the top here we have my date and the calendar app, and then this one is Most 3.0, which is my expense tracking app. You can track your expense, you can add expenses. These are the categories. You can choose your wallet, your project, add tags, and enter the price to enter the transaction. And then in the middle here is the music. What are these called? Complication. This is the music complication because I always play music and I want to control it on my watch. And then in the middle here is the time. I really wanted this watch face, and in the past if you wanted Nike watch faces you'd have to get the Nike edition watches, but I asked the staff at the Apple store and they said you can just download it from the watch app, so I just downloaded it. And I really like how it looks dimmed and how it looks when it's woken. That's how you can see the time, because I don't really enjoy reading the analog style clock because it reminds me of school. And then we have this A tracker complication, which I use to track my time. It's really convenient when I'm reading manga, Genshin, walk. I just find that being able to track your time from your wrist is way more useful than having to open your phone. But let me show you. This is the app on the phone, and you have a little calendar of your time tracked. So as you can see, in a work day, you can see how basically it looks after I tracked. And you can also see a report of how you spent your time. You can also set some goals. So I have goals for reading and walking my dogs and work. So just having this app on the wrist is really helpful. You can also check your tags and goals in here. And then I have Things 3, which is my to-do app. So now I'm filming my videos, so I'm just gonna... What I really like about it is that you can change the date and add notes and deadlines right on the watch, because I've used a lot of other apps, like Sorted 3 is another app that I really like, but the one on the watch I don't really like. And then I also don't like the Apple reminders, so that's why I'm using this one. I have this watch face that automatically turns on when I turn on the work focus mode. You might have seen this if you've seen my other video, but if you go into focus mode and choose a certain focus mode, you can set a certain watch face to show up when you turn on that focus mode. So when I'm working, I have this focus mode on. I have the music playing because I always like to have music playing when I'm working. And then I also have this time tracker that tracks what type of work I'm working on. So I'm filming, but I also have trackers for admin work, editing, design, and stuff. So I can track everything. And this is the Things 3 complication. It can show up to 3. So if I add a task right now, so if I add a task, I have 3 tasks. You go back to your watch face, you can see the 3 tasks. And this complication is unlike any other that is available on the watch because it just shows a lot of information, so that's really convenient. I also have the time here, obviously, and you can see the work mode. And this watch face is only available from Series 7 onwards, so I really wanted this while I was using the Series 6, because it fits way more useful. And then I also have this for when I'm working out. I don't use the Nike Run Club app, but I just like this watch face for the enormous time and these two complications that I need. And I also have the date right here, so when I'm walking the dogs or doing whatever sort of exercise that I don't actually do, I will have this watch face available. And then as we swipe to the leftist, we have this watch face that shows just some photos. They're mostly my dogs. And I also have this font chosen, but I actually don't really like this font. But out of all the fonts, I like this one the best. So you can choose these photos that show up in the watch app. So I like using Apple Messages so much because you can just like read all the texts and photos on here. Like, we used to use WhatsApp and Signal, and they just don't have a good watch app, or at all. They don't have a watch app at all, so you can't check anything. But the thing is, I have a cellular watch, so that means I can just bring my watch outside and I can still receive calls and have cellular data. If you can't really communicate with other people with just your watch, it doesn't really make sense. So now I can just do that. I have my Apple Pay available on here. I have only my debit card, but actually can also add my octopus. So on my previous Apple Watch, I also had my octopus card in here, which I usually used to just take the bus and the subway and pay at convenience stores. So I have my octopus cards, so I can use it to pay for stuff. Another thing that is sort of new in this new watch OS is the medication tracking. As you might have known if you've seen my What's on My iPhone video, I don't really use the medication tracking for my medications. I use it to track my habits. So these are the habits that I have to track: skincare, Diva Cup, poop, and face mask. Don't ask me why I need to track my poop. My bowel movement is very essential to my mental health and also physical health, obviously. But the way you do this is, for example, if I did a face mask, I just go into here and say log, and it will be logged. It also has the time, so you can just look at all the data. And that's just really convenient, because sometimes when you want to track something but you don't have your phone with you and you end up forgetting it, and it's just so freaking annoying. So you have to do this on your wrist because it's just really accessible all the time. And another thing that you could track is obviously water intake, but I don't do that anymore because I've been pretty good at drinking water recently, so I don't have to track if I drank enough water. Another thing that I have is this app called Stowcard. I stored all of my memberships from different stores. So I just, for example, if I go to Muji, I could just show them this code. But actually one time that person asked me to just open the app. I'm like, no, it takes up so much storage. I don't want to download the app again. And then they just got really annoyed at me. But I get it, whatever. Yeah, I just don't want to freaking download the app. Another feature that I really like in the Apple Watch is the sleep feature, because I used to use the auto sleep app, but now the built-in one is so good that I don't really need it anymore. So here you can see this is my sleep last night. So you set a little sleep schedule. You can also check out your stats here, and it's just really nice to have all of these information. You can see that I've had how much? I've had 1.5 hour of deep sleep last night. I also mainly use my workout app for outdoor walk. From when I'm walking my dog, I don't really work out at all. But yeah, I've also been using the alarms because it's just so gentle in tapping you awake, and also the timer. No, stopwatch. Timer. It's a little tricky to get Siri to wake up when you raise your wrist, but you can get it to work. What's the weather? Yes, I got it to work. But I usually just say, "Hey Siri," anyway. But yeah, anyway, that is all for my watch. It's not as interesting as my phone. It's because I don't use my watch for entertainment at all. It's just for utility, productivity, and lifestyle. And it has been the greatest help in my lifestyle since I was in like Form 5, which is grade 11. because I was trying to not get on my phone too much, and I was using the Pomodoro technique. But in order to start and stop the timer, I have to go on my phone, and I just didn't want to go on my phone, so I got the Apple Watch for me to be able to tell the time and use a Pomodoro app. That's obviously not the only reason I got the Apple Watch, but that's just the main catalyst in me getting the Apple Watch. Yeah, it just changed my life since then. I've never gone a day without wearing it, I don't think, to the point where the battery for this watch is kind of shit. Like, sometimes it doesn't charge and I have to restart it and unplug and replug, and just so that's why I considered getting a new one. And then they came out with this one that had temperature tracking, so then I got it. I've been loving it. My dad also got the Apple Watch Ultra because he does some outdoor sports like fishing. We're an Apple Watch family now. So thank you for watching, and if you want me to do a more in-depth day in the life of me wearing an Apple Watch, I would happily film that, maybe with my iPhone 14 Pro, maybe. This is my work lock screen, by the way. Yeah, see you next time. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you loved my nails too. They're so long.